Hey now, what's up? How y'all doing? It is Little Paulette without the gang, and I am back for the recap for that arse. What's up, y'all? What you gotta say? Who's online with Little Paulette and the gang? All right, if y'all from the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I am back with Our Kind of People. Season 1, Episode 10, Just Desserts. We got 2 more episodes coming up, and that'll be it. So I just want to go on and get through this and give y'all the recap on Just Desserts. I said Just Results. Just Desserts. And while y'all here, can y'all hit that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications when y'all want to see a new video. And I'm going to do a couple of interviews on this channel with a couple of people that are in the natural community. Like they are natural living, spiritual. Also, I'm going to do a interview with a old school rapper. Just to give you a couple of people that I'm going to be interviewing. It's going to be more, but this is what I'm doing. But back to Our Kind of People. Let's get this party started. We start off with Nate and Angela doing the kid and play, dancing in the living room. Y'all, they look so cute together. Angela, I thought she's supposed to be younger than me, but her mannerisms and things about her, she's kind of like a girl that's from my area, but she is from Brooklyn, so that could explain it all. I just mean in real life, y'all. She from Brooklyn. On the show, she from Boston. They look so cute. They're giving Nikki a dance lesson. She gets up trying to do the little kid and play and stuff. And Angela and Nate, they just taking turns, dancing together like on House Party. You know how we used to do it back in the day. Yeah, y'all know. Then Aunt Piggy come walking in. She looked like she got on clothes from last night, like an evening gown, and she looks pretty sad. And she's walking in looking pretty sad. And why am I still dancing, y'all? Why am I moving this stuff? Y'all can't see me moving my hands because this avatar don't do it. But yeah, what? You know what that means. If you don't know, Angela said your dad was shutting down all the house parties. He said your mom had all the moves. She was the bomb. Nikki said the bomb. She said, oh, we old over here, ain't we? Just like I thought. They like my age. Maybe they're a little bit younger, but they like my age. Piggy broke up the little party, and she said she feeling guilty about what happened with the guy that she killed back in the day, and she feel bad because it's affecting Tyreek, and she told Angela not to give up on Tyreek because he's a good man and all of that kind of stuff. Angela told Aunt Piggy that she was going to go off on Teddy when she seen him for blackmailing her. Aunt Piggy said, no, you don't do that. You hold your tongue and you bide your time. She said, you want to catch a snake, you got to get close enough to pin it down by the throat. She said throat, y'all, but I had to say throat for the melodramatics. The subtitle is Freedom Ain't Free. Because it ain't. Tyreek gives his presentation to the board. Yeah, so Teddy gonna ask Tyreek, can he go pick up the paperwork from, the white boy that got killed by the mother-in-law. Well, yeah, she pushed him. So yeah, she did. He got killed by her. The partner that he was buying out the shares from his son-in-law's company so he can have the whole company or have most of the shares. So that's the paperwork that he think is at the precinct, because they came and collected his body, and I guess whatever was with him, they brought that to the police station with them. So he sends Tyreek. Right now he's sending Tyreek to the police station to go retrieve that paperwork. Now y'all know who need that paperwork, right? His son-in-law Raymond. Because if Raymond gets that paperwork, then he has control of his company back. But if Tyreek gets the paperwork back to Papa Pope, Teddy Franklin, same person by the way, it's over for his son-in-law and daughter with Darwin Industries. That's the company's name that he was supposed to do a bailout or help out. I mean, he just kept the company. So then it cuts to Leah and Raymond, and she's, excuse me, looking at old pictures of her husband and Jack, the white boy that's dead now, from when they was younger playing lacrosse and stuff like that. He comes in and she shows him the pictures, and then they talk about how they can't imagine him being in it without him being in their lives. So Raymond says, speaking of trouble, why would our daughter think that you were having an affair with Jack? My hair wet, y'all. I would have put my head back on the couch, but my hair is wet, so I'm not. So she told him about Jack kissing her at the black tie event and Lauren walking in on it, and Lauren assuming that she wanted the kiss too, or it was mutual. And she was like, she was embarrassed, he was drunk, you know, making up all these excuses about, I guess, why she didn't tell her husband that his best friend been hitting on her. Yeah. If you've been watching my videos, you know that there was a day when she wanted to go. She was outside and was thinking about going up in there. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't. Well, that's all that matters, because almost, it don't count. Brandy told you that. And she said she ain't tell him because he was already so angry with her, you know, because they had a big old fight earlier that night, and he kind of laughed and was like, yeah, I was so angry with you. And she was like, yeah, so I ain't want to tell you. And he was like, well, contrary to what your sister might think, I know a thing or two about ambush kisses. Now, if you remember back, his ex-wife kissed him, and Angela saw them in the car kissing, and then she beat him up in the elevator like Solange beat up Jay-Z. Yeah, she beat that ass. I'm karate chopping, y'all. She beat that ass. She was kicking him, all that. Yeah, she tore that ass up. Leah told him, you know, I know the kiss complicates things, but this is the closest thing you ever had to a brother, and he just died. Like, you need to sit down and process it and get off the phone. And Raymond's like, I can't. I got to do a press release. I got to notify the board. And you know what? He just met with your father. I'm sure the day before, the day he died, he had the paperwork with him. If I can get that paperwork, then I could probably get my holdings, and then I can own the company back outright. And now, since Jack didn't have any heirs or children to leave the company to, that's it. The whole company belongs to Raymond and his family. Why can't I have such luck? Not for somebody to die, but for my family to be like, oh, I'm an heir. Why can't I be an heir? Okay, then it cuts to the Gray Cities again. You know, the little bougie club with the women. And Angela is very nervous because she's waiting to see if she got nominated to, you know, join the club. And another young lady who I don't even remember ever seeing came up to her and said she was nervous too. And she was talking to Angela. Angela ain't hear nothing she said. Next thing you know, you see Leah giving some announcements. And she tell them they got to bring some type of dessert. I guess they got to make it and they'll be judged on it. Yeah, my bad. Family recipes that tell like our history, our story, you know, and our perspective. So, you know, black folk stuff. And only 5 women will get picked, and they will get the bids, I guess, / nominations to join the Gray Cities. It's kind of scary, y'all. Leah and Angela go off to the side to talk, and Leah tells her that she heard how much Angela had impressed Hildegard lady that I told you about in the last episode, and that she wasn't on track to just get a bid, but she was also on track to get an investor, and everything that she dreamed about with her business is about to come true. And then here comes Teddy coming up behind him, probably coming to bust somebody's bubble or something, but hopefully he's coming to be nice. Wowzer. He touched her back to congratulate her, and she yelled out, "Don't touch me!" Like he was a rapist. And the whole room stopped to look. And then she said, "I don't need your congratulations." And Leah was looking like, "Is everything okay?" And she was like, "Leah, I gotta go." I think she said, and she ran out like Cinderella, y'all. Because of what Piggy told her, she's supposed to be acting like ain't nothing wrong, but she's so damn emotional. And Teddy looking like, and he don't look like he's shocked. He look angry, like angry. You know how somebody look like, "I know this bitch did." That's how he look. What is her problem? Cuts to Angela at home on maybe, what's that, Periscope or Instagram Live type of thing. And, you know, you can see all the hearts and stuff and the people with the screen scrolling. So that's why I said that. And she talking about how her mother didn't have a lot of money, but she always had rose water and honey in the kitchen. You know, dropping some of them Eve-isms that she does throughout the whole series. I love that, Eve-isms. Nikki and Angela talk about the contest with the bacon, and they kind of play around. And next thing you know, knock, 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 and the door opens, and it's Leah. And she's like, "Oh." Angela said, "What you doing over here, girl?" And Leah like, "I had to get up out the house. I was going stir crazy up in there thinking about what happened to Jack." And Angela like, "Yeah, I heard about that." And Leah like, "Well, girl, I can't no more. So if you need help, I'm here to help you with the bacon." Girl, you can't be a judge in bacon. I hope she ain't no judge. But Angela said, "Nah, girl, I got this." Angela claimed she had some family stuff going on, and Leah was like, "That's what was going on with you and Daddy." And Angela's like, "Oh, I think I just moved too quick." And then she like, "Yeah, I gotta get on track," and blah 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 blah. And Nikki this, and Leah's like, "I always admired that about you, how you always put your girl front and center. Even when we first met and we was butting heads, you was right there, you know, with your girl, protecting your daughter." And she said, "You have that drive, and it was always driven towards her, for helping her, doing for her." And she was like, "It seems your mother had that same will too." And she pulled out that picture from her purse. Remember I talked about that? I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before that, but I think it was last episode where she had a picture of her mother, with her mother in her purse, whatever. And she said that if her mother made it all the way to Hell Week in the Grace Cities, she had to be on track to like doing everything that she, you know, wanted or dreamed of, I guess. Angela's like, "My mother tried out for the Grace Cities." And then she tells her she's like, "Yeah." Leah says, "Yeah, according to Olivia." She's like, "That's Olivia?" And she shows her Olivia. She shows her own mother. And then she, you know, of course, Angela knows her mom. And she was like, and then all her hopes and dreams were crushed. Because I think maybe it was later on that night that they arrested her mother for the drug bust or whatever, that it seems like was planted on her that she didn't have anything to do with, though. Angela slipped and said, "When Teddy." All her hopes and dreams was crushed when Teddy. And Leah's like, "When Teddy what?" And she's like, you know, trying to play it off. She's too emotional. You can't be all emotional trying to get revenge. You gotta save them emotional things, have a breakdown later. You gotta hold it together when you're trying to get revenge. Anybody ever watch that TV show Revenge? With that girl, I can't think of her name right now. I used to like her. I always liked the things that she played on. She used to play on Brothers and Sisters too. But as a blonde-haired girl, and she was getting back at this family, and she got so much revenge on them. And the way she was, her mannerisms and stuff, she was always sweet as pie. Of course, unless she had like a blow up, like anybody can have a blow up. But she was sweet as pie all the time. And as soon as they turned her head, she had this evil look on her face, like all the freaking time. You know what I'm saying? Like she always was able to hold her emotions together, unless, you know, of course, like I said, everybody has a breakdown here and there, but it was never related to the revenge stuff. It was always, with her, it was usually part of her act, not part of her revenge stuff. So if it really was her revenge stuff, she was able to hide it in her act. But anyway, that's how I wish Angela was, because then she wouldn't have the slip-ups that she have, and she gives Teddy clues because Teddy's too smart to not, pick up on things and know, okay, man, she's not liking me no more. He's too smart for that. He's a crude businessman. So she told Leah that she think that her mother was set up by their father, and she was like, Angela, it's crack. My father would never be involved in that. And Angela said, and my mother would. She's like, no, I'm not saying that. Like, my dad is too good. It's crack. Like, what? It had to be cocaine and then he would be involved in it? Girl, hush. Angela cut her off and said, our father has a secret, Leah, and I think he's terrified that I'm going to find out what it is. It cuts to Tyreek coming in the gate and Piggy's outside, and they just start talking. Tyreek, I lied to you when I told you I didn't know Darian Bates or whatever his name is. We was a couple back then. And he giving that look that he gave when she lied that night. That disrespectful look, like, if you telling your kids something and they giving you dirty looks and they looking at you mad like they can beat your ass or they gonna slap you. That's the look he giving her. The look that'll get the piss slapped out of you from your mother. Yeah, that one. And she told him that the guy that Darius and his father used to do Teddy's dirty work. And she didn't know what it was, but they did. That's what he told her, because that was her boyfriend. So he was like, why didn't you tell me this before? Like, she your mama. She don't owe you no explanation. She don't have to tell you shit. But he said that, and she was like, I got my own demons, and I wasn't ready to tell them yet. She feeling, guilty and feeling like she got to let this stuff off her shoulders. She said she saw him wrestling with it, and she thinks she made things worse by lying to him. And for that, she's so sorry. And he like, yeah, well, I appreciate that. Is there anything else you could tell me? This little mother. Hold up. Piggy did say that his father was depressed in the beginning, and excuse me, and that his father was a good man, and he was a gentle soul, and even, like doing bad things for Teddy. Even when he was doing that, he still was a good guy. He was just in a bad place. Piggy tried to apologize again. He gonna snatch away. This not about you, Piggy. This is about the man who picked me up after my father died. And he the same one who put him in the place that he was in to begin with. And my mother always said people can be two different people. And I'm thinking, who is this ninja talking to? Because if my Aunt Piggy came back and told me, I don't give a damn if she said he got every right to be angry. He ain't got every right to be angry, because you ain't his mama, his sister, his nothing. You don't owe him nothing. You don't have to admit to knowing nobody, especially when you didn't think you didn't kill one of them. So why would you be telling him information? You don't know what he gonna go back and say or do. It might spark an investigation or anything. You protect your neck. But yeah, Aunt Piggy said, with all due respect to your mama, that's not true. People can present two versions of themselves, but the real one, the ugly one, gonna always show his head. Go on, Aunt Piggy, with the piggyism. She said we all got to get to the point in life where we can look that version in the mirror and not look away. That's freedom. That means you got to go to your dark side and do your inner work. Work. But seriously, you have to do your inner work. That's what that means. When you do your inner work, you can look at that in the mirror and you don't feel like you got to turn your head. Then it cuts to Raymond in a detective's office, and they talking about Jack or whatever, and he said he got paperwork that he need to get from him because they was more than just business partners. They was, brothers. They knew each other their whole life, etc. But the detective said, ta, my love. Teddy Franklin legal team then already procured this paperwork. They said it belonged to him and they coming to get it. And you know who that is. Tyreek. Yep, little old Tyreek. Detectives started telling him about, they think a woman has something to do with Jack dying. They don't think it was really an accident. So Raymond makes up this story. I don't even know if he made it up, if it's really a made-up story, but he says that Jack, hired high-end escorts, which is very possible. And but we know they wasn't there that night. And that he didn't really notice the lingering scent of perfume that housekeeping said. They know because they have 3 glasses in the room, and of course Raymond took the one glass with his mother's lipstick on it. And he making it seem like it's gonna look bad if you say anything about Jack, and plus his foundation or his company is gonna give you guys a large donation, to keep his complications, to itself. Basically a bribe, to not talk about the prostitutes, I'm doing quotations, y'all, that supposedly were there that night. Or should I say allegedly, or in my opinion, like all the bloggers do that do reality. They do the reality shows. They say allegedly, in my opinion. Yeah. Cuts to Tyreek signing for the paperwork, and as he turns around to leave, he sees this brown chair and he stops. And then there's a flashback of him sitting in the chair when he little and his mother on the side screaming, no, no, no. And I'm imagining that's when they told him that his father was dead or whatever that night. And he's paralyzed with fear. You see tears going down his eyes. And I don't know if he's having an anxiety. Look at my eye blinking. What the hell? If he's having an anxiety attack or what. That ain't my real eye, y'all. My eye ain't really doing that. I don't know what in the... And he slams himself down in one of the brown seats. And then next thing you know, you hear Raymond come out and say, you good? And then they show Tyreek chest heaving and, having like an anxiety attack, looking like he can't even catch his breath. And he says, yeah. And Raymond gives him, I don't know if that, I think that's coffee that he gave him or something like that to try to calm him down. I'm not sure. Tyreek starts explaining that he was doing something for Teddy, and then the camera spans down to the envelope that he picked up from the police station. And then Raymond says, let me get you some more water. So it was water. Raymond like, I'm trying to get that envelope. I said it both ways for the people who say, it's envelope. And the people who say envelope. Either way it go. That's where the papers was inside of it. Like one of those inter-office ones, where you can see all the different people in the office whose name is on it. And you're supposed to scratch it and then put the next person that you're sending it to. Those. Tyreek started talking about his demons and Teddy and how Teddy's so slick and he can reel you back in. How Teddy is the one that's responsible for his dad dying in some kind of way, but yet he took care of Tyreek that type of way. Raymond pretending to be the listening ear, and he like, so you heard about Jack, huh? And Tyreek like, yeah, I heard about it. I'm sorry, even though, he didn't like me or we didn't get along or whatever. And Raymond says, yeah, Jack was an acquired taste. You was down with Jack. So Raymond proceeds to give Tyreek the rundown about how Teddy was trying to buy the holdings and stuff from Jack, and Jack was willing to sell it to him, and how he wasn't really messing with Jack before he died, because of it or whatever. And then he just gonna bust out and say, you mind if I take a look in that envelope before you take it back to Teddy? And Tyreek was like, I knew it was the reason that you was being so nice to me. He didn't even know how to finesse it, y'all. So Raymond said, look, I was just trying to help you out when I saw you in a chair. And Tyreek was like, I've known you since boarding school, and this is the longest conversation we've ever had. And Raymond was like, yeah, but I always kept asking you to hang out with me and my friends, and you kept saying no, so I just stopped asking you. Okay, so what you want him to do, Tyreek? Beg you, lick your balls, put peanut butter on it? Like, I don't get it. Tyreek said he only got in because Teddy was able to get him in because he was considered a charity case. And then when every time something came up missing, everybody blamed him. And Raymond gonna say, I never thought it was you. He was like, but you never stood up for me. You ain't never say like, yo, leave him alone. It's not him. Don't blame it on him because he the black kid. You know why? Because he was being a dusty trying to fit in. Dusty. Shoot, Tyreek said it was only like 4 of us in the school, and if you should have had anybody back, it should have been mine. And then Teddy was like, Raymond was like, got it. But right now, I need these papers because Teddy's stealing from me. The privilegedness of it. Okay? Like Auntie said, okay. Y'all watch Auntie's advice? I love when she do that. Okay. Especially when she being sarcastic. It is hilarious. Hey, Auntie. Tyreek told him he was still the same fake-ass rich kid from school. And that he might not have on a school uniform, but he was still wearing the same stripes. I had to do the way back. And he turned and walked away. Yes, he did. He left. All right, y'all. And I'm going to end part 1 of Our Kind of People. Let me stop. I'm going to end part 1 of Our Kind of People, season 1, episode 10, Just Desserts, part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, y'all. It's going to be coming up. And don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching my videos. Peace.